Okay. Oh man. Oh, what up? What up? It is early in the morning. It is 6:30 a.m. here in Virginia Beach. Um, hmm, things have been crazy. Things have been awesome. Things have been moving. But I'm going to get right into the video today. Wanted to give you guys an update about the Black Dish. The Black Dish is doing well. It's doing amazing. It's doing better than what I expected it to do. Um, but it's been doing very well, man, and I couldn't be happier with my team, with the progress and everything that we're making, the strides and everything that we've been making in the photography community. It's so crazy. We've shipped everywhere: Japan, Germany. It's the outpour of support has been amazing. But I don't think and my buddy was telling me about this, and I don't think I've had time to really just kind of sit and talk to you guys about the Black Dish, break it down to what it is, why it is, and everything. And let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room, all right? I know that there was something out there that was talking about the Black Dish, um, just everybody in their whole, scientific analytics and things like that. Um, I heard there was some things from the video. I haven't technically watched the video myself because I'm just the type of person that doesn't care. But I do have a lot of followers, and a lot of people told me about this video. I don't know the people who put it on. I don't even know if they're actual photographers. I don't even know if they're reviewers. I mean, I know it is YouTube. I know a lot of people do a lot of things for views. I know there's a lot of things that people do to try to talk and tear people down. Like, I really don't care. I really kind of don't get into this. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys because a lot of y'all know me. I When I heard about it and I heard about some things in the video, I was definitely going to choose violence. All right, I'm gonna just be real, just the way I am. When you build something and you put your heart and soul into it just for, people to kind of like talk about it like it doesn't do what it's supposed to do and things like that. But that's not me. I'm a business owner. So instead of choosing violence and instead of going after, doing all of that, being petty on the internet, I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you about the Black Dish, talk to you about the history of it and why it is and why I made it. So years ago, and I also want to address another elephant in the room. I heard somebody say something about me making a modifier because of other people making modifiers and stuff like that. If you look at the time frame, it took about 2.5 years or so to come out and to develop the modifier that I have. It was just so funny that it was a coincidence. It actually happened near around the same time. So me and other people or other photographers had the same idea of coming out with a modifier. It literally just happened like that. But I've never followed in anybody's footsteps. I've never. Why would I follow somebody else? Like it doesn't matter. I'm my own photographer. I know my work and what I bring to the table. And I know what my work looks like. So I don't care about nobody else's work. Honestly, that's just the way I am because I know what I do. So anyway, let's get to this. But I wanted to share with you guys some things about the Black Dish. So years and years ago, I was doing a photo shoot in my garage and, doing a studio shoot using my V flats. I was bouncing light, you know, using it to fill, using it as a fill, using it as a negative fill. And I've always liked drama in my shots. I've liked the darkness, but I've also liked the pop. But I just like drama. I like dramatic portraiture. And I remember bouncing light back into the model, and I said, man, that looks amazing. Just the way it feel that side of her. And it hit me one day. I said, it's so crazy. I wanted to take that same look because that the way that black subtracted that light but still filled her in with that negative field, I just had that. It was like an epiphany. I said, man, it just looks amazing. It looked good. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try to make my own. So I start making it. I start building it. And then I took it out my first shoot and used it. And I was like, whoa, you're right. I was blown away by how good they look. So I used it on another shoot. I used it as at a Christmas shoot with my model Viri and Sarah. And I was like, wow, one light. So I called my buddy over and I said, yo, come over here and check this out real quick. So he just thought it was kind of like a clamshell modifier type thing. So I had it on my mannequin out there and I had him take a few shots. It looks really, really good. I said, I built it. He was like, yo, you might be onto something. So from there, he already had another business, Manny did. So we contacted some people in China. And we went back and forth. I had the schematics. I had everything that I wanted to do. And he's like, yo, we got to change it up. We can't do metal. We have to make it to a softbox. Can you make another one? So developed it, got the schematics of how far I wanted the beauty dish from the opening, how big I wanted it, what I wanted it to look like, but I wanted it in black. So for a while, we went back and forth with China. They would send us a sample, and send it back, like, no, not this material. This, I take it out, we would send it to people. No, it doesn't, no, it's not reflecting like a no. Until they said, well, we have this one material, it's a really high quality material. It's known as black rubber mint. High quality is gonna cost you a little bit, but I think this will work. Make it and send it to me. So they sent it to me. When you open the black dish, when you first open it, you notice the material. Everybody who has received it was like, yo, this is the best quality modifier I have ever felt. And it is. It is the best modifier material that out of every modifier, it don't matter if it's glow, Westcott, anything. It feels amazing. That's because the material is very premium. When you open it and look in the inside, it's not like that. It's not like cotton or anything. You will notice that it does have a little bit of a shine to it because of the material, and that's the reason why you get reflection out of it. It's not like light goes into it and doesn't come out. Like, come on, man, come on. Let's be real. All right. So we got them. I said, let's go with it. So we first got the 40 inches and send them. Everybody absolutely loved them. And that's how the black dish came to be. So what is it that I wanted to show the world versus white and silver? A few things. Better colors, contrast, reduce specularity, and it just looks better. How do we achieve that? How do we achieve that? Well, there was a sacrifice. Everybody knows that. It shoots about 2 stops lower than another modifier. It was disclosed. Everybody knows that. But what you can achieve was all worth it. And somebody told me on the thing, they was like, I don't care about going to, if it gives me a different look, and if it looks better, and if I get something from it that I don't with white or silver, it's like, I'll buy it. Who cares? If you're used to shooting with silver or white, you're going to notice a difference. Black is going to look better. Nobody cared about increasing their power about 1 or 2 stops. When you shoot with white or silver, you notice that it looks like light, okay? Colors are a little bit more washed out. Skin tone looks like it has flash on it. Black reduces that. You still get the amazing quality. So how is that achieved? I'm gonna give you a scenario that somebody else gave me. Black reduces the intensity of your flash, not the power. 600 watts of power is still 600 watts of power. 400 watts of power is still 400 watts of power. What it does is it reduces the intensity of your flash. So what do I mean by that? Think of it like this. If you went outside right now and stood up and looked at the sun with your eyes open, how long do you think you could stare at that sun? You can't change the power of the sun, but you can cut the intensity of the sun and get a beautiful light if you cut the intensity. So what do you have to do? You got to put on sunglasses, right? If you put on sunglasses and went outside and stared at the sun, looks nice. You can stand there and actually look at it for a while before it starts hurting, of course. You cut the intensity of the sun. You can't turn the power off. You can't turn the power down on the sun. It's still gonna get you. It's still gonna be bright, right? Where else do you see this at? ND filters, right? If you're out there and you shoot with 1.2 lenses or 1.4 lenses like I do, for portraits, 1.8 even, and you go outside when the sun is bright. You remember, I'm in Virginia Beach, so I love shooting on the beach. I love shooting midday. Not built like me. I shoot with no trees, no houses, nothing around me. And I shoot midday sun when it's brighter than I don't know what. Not no trees behind you and stuff. Midday sun, straight under the sun. Even if you shoot with a 1.2 or a 1.4 lens, there is a lot of light that enters through that lens and hits that sensor. Not even 1/8,000th of a second can save you a lot of times. You're not underexposed enough to still use flash. You got to go low, which is why in the summertime, I never shoot without an ND filter. And it seems like some people forget the basics of photography, especially when they talk about people and talk about other stuff. But we're going to get into that in a second. In order to cut that amount of sun coming through your lens, you use an ND filter, right? To cut it. Think of the Blackdish as a small ND filter for flash. That's basically what it is. It's a ND filter for light intensity, which is why light looks better coming out of black than it does white or silver. You're not getting the full intensity. I'm not changing the flash power. I can put both of them on 600 watts, half power, whatever. You can leave the power where it is, all right? It cuts the intensity of the flash. That's what it does. When you have a silver modifier and you have a 400 watt strobe, I don't care if it's on half power or whatever, you're not changing the power. Leave it on the half power. That light comes out, it hits that deflector plate, bounces back into that modifier, and then wraps around that deflector plate. You're getting a lot of that. You're getting a lot of that flash. You're getting that intensity. Even the inverse square laws tells you light travels, light falls off, okay? We know that. Anytime you shoot with a beauty dish, stop acting like we put our beauty dishes way back there, okay? Light looks better when it's closer to your subject. It's like people forget these basic rules when you shoot flash just because it's white, silver, or black. You still not going to forget those basic rules. Light looks better when it's closer, especially a beauty dish modifier. Looks better when it's closer, all right? That's not going to change regardless of what modifier I shoot. Some people are just... Anyway, so when you use that, you're getting, that's where that specularity come in. That's where those specular highlights come in. Because you have to have that modifier, silver, white, you have to have it close. And then when you have it close, you're getting a lot of that specularity. Unless you use black. Now, I'm not saying that just because you use black, you get specularity. If you put it on the full power, you're gonna get specularity. Don't get it twisted. But what it does is it cuts that intensity, so you get reduced specularity. That's what I wanted people. That's why I built it. That's why I created it. We don't. People don't care about a few stops of light loss. I don't. If and I want to make something else clear. I never said that black is something that replaces white or silver. You've never heard me say that. Never. I didn't build it to replace it. But what I am going to say is that if you shoot straight out of camera and you put black against white or silver, it's going to look better because it reduces specularity, because it keeps the color, and keeps a beautiful spread of light. That's why all these people who actually have it, who have used white and silver and now use black, that's why they like it. Let's look at some of the comments.
Hey, Brandon, man, I don't care what they say. This thing worked, but your beauty dish, Brandon, is amazing. How'd you feel about the beauty dish?
It was cool. I had no issues with it.
Had no issues. Brandon, your beauty dish is amazing, bro.
Yo, when I tell y'all to get up on a Blackdish, y'all definitely got to get up on it. I just did a photo shoot. I mean, I did a couple of shoots with the Blackdish, but this one, it just hit way different, man. The Blackdish hit way different. So people who still doubting it, which I don't see why y'all still doubting it. And if y'all doubting it at this point, y'all just some haters, real talk. But man, y'all definitely should go get that Blackdish. You won't regret it. And I looked at the pictures and I barely got to do any kind of editing. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna make y'all job easy with the Blackdish. But I highly recommend it. Peace. Oh yeah, Brandon Cole, BC, man, good job. You snapped with the Blackdish. But peace, I'm out.
Now, along with using black, you're also going to notice that it's going to help you speed up your workflow. People didn't talk about this, so they forgot about this, but for somebody who's used white and silver for a very long time, I know what I have to do when I go to post. I know that I'm going to have to adjust the color, the skin tones. I know that I'm going to have to adjust the specularity. I hate it when I see, one of the biggest things I hate it and why I created the Blackdish is because I just hated seeing a bright forehead, big bright cheeks. I hate it. It looks so ugly. It looks so ugly. And I said, if this can help me speed up my workflow with a little bit of reduction in power, who cares? Nobody cares, because now it looks better. That's why my workflow is so much faster, because I don't have to spend as much time, highlighting these areas, bringing down the highlights, bringing this down. Stop acting like you guys don't do that. Not saying that you don't have to, but it is greatly reduced. It helps you definitely speed up your workflow when using black. Again, why black looks better. Take a white modifier, because if you use silver, you're really going to notice a difference, and I don't even think that's fair. So take white and get it exactly how you would do it on a normal day. Take black, increase the power a little bit, get it exactly how you would if you was giving it to a client. Put them side by side and look at it. I am going to first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I just did a photo shoot. Today is July the 4th. Today, actually, by the way. Happy Independence Day. All right. I just did a photo shoot with my model, Sarah. You guys have not seen this, not on my channel yet, because I just did it yesterday, July the 3rd. But before that photo shoot, I did something. I took a white beauty dish, a 42-inch glow white beauty dish with the reflector, and I took the black and I put them side by side. Now, let me tell you about this before I actually show you. I got the white modifier, black white beauty, because somebody made a comment saying, well, I can get it just as soft as yours with with a larger modifier. Ain't that crazy that people would say that? You're literally saying that you know it's soft, and you basically saying, well, if I use a modifier bigger. So you are already saying that you have to use a bigger modifier, bigger than a 40-inch, to do what my modifier can do at 40 inches. Okay, well, good luck to you on that. But anyway, so what I did yesterday in this photo shoot that has not been disclosed, you haven't even saw any images from it. I took a 42-inch glow white beauty dish with a deflector plate in it because somebody said that bigger would be softer. If I would have took silver, it really wouldn't have been fair. So I took a 42-inch white beauty dish out yesterday versus the black. And what I did is I had a 3-stop ND filter, just 3 stops. Now it was really, really bright outside, but I wanted to stay under my flashing speed because I do that all the time. It don't matter. Like in the summertime, everybody, if you're shooting outside in the bright sun, you should always have a ND filter. What I'm doing is nothing new. This is just how you shoot in the summertime. Normally, if you're going outside, you should always have either a 3-stop, a 6-stop, or like an 8-stop. Whatever is going to help you stay under your camera's flash sync speed to get the maximum amount of power out of your flash to help you overpower the sun in the summertime. Those basic principles of photography does not change regardless if I'm using black, white, or silver. Because I'm shooting on a 1.2 or a 1.4, and I know the amount of light that's coming through my lens and hitting my sensor, you got to stay under, because even if I shot at 1/8,000th of a second, I'm still probably not going to be underexposed enough to get the look that I want. These basic principles don't change. Summertime, ND filter. Not summertime, I don't care. I can use 2,000, 4,000 because my light is going to be powerful enough and I don't have to worry about as much sun. Stop acting like these basic principles do not apply. Okay? So, anyway, we got white and we got black. Just like I would send it to a client. I wanted to get them both exactly right. No bias. And guess what? I'm going to put these raw files in here for you. 2 with the white, 2 with the black that I chose. All right, so there you go. The white with the deflector plate on the inside. All right, this is the 42-inch glow. Looks good. All right, here we go. Ready? Let me go. We're going to use the black. Like, all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Now, let's look at what the shots look like. All right, and we'll do that. All right, everybody. So we are over here in Lightroom, and I'm going to actually show you the difference between white and silver. Now, this is partially my fault also, because I never actually was able to come out with images to actually show you guys side by side black versus white or silver. You probably saw it on mannequins, but now we are outside with sun on an actual model. I'm going to show you what the difference is in color tones and everything. That way you can finally see for yourself why I say black looks better. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the sequential order of the pictures, just to show you I have not deleted or removed out any pictures. The first 5 or 6 pictures are all white, as you can see, and the next 5 pictures are black. So if you look down here, right here at the numbers, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Those are all shot with silver. All right. Set up my settings for black. The next one, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. All right. All of these are in order. I have not deleted any pictures. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you side by side. Now, these I got, again, there's no bias. I wanted to get these exactly like I would take a picture, put it in my computer and edit and send it to a client. These are good images. I could use these images. All right. No bias. All right. So the first shot I want to show you, this shot right here. This was taken with silver. You see? Decent picture, right? Looks good. I would edit this and I could send this to a client, because I'm using off-camera flash. Until you actually see it next to black. Let's do that. So we're going to split the screen, and I'm going to put up an image with Sarah. Sorry. I want to put up an image with Sarah that was shot in black. The next images. All right. So we're going to go right here. Okay. So I got her both looking off to the side. All right. Trying to get the images as close as possible. I got Sarah looking off to the side. So look at both of these images. Now, immediately, what do you notice? Black looks more natural. The colors look better. Everything is better with the black. But let's go ahead and zoom in, because nobody has shown you this, and I do apologize for this, but now I'm going to show you exactly why black looks better. All right. So I'm going to zoom in to the silver. To the white. And hopefully I can zoom into the black and it'll be sharp. Okay, great. So look at these images. The right side is white. I keep wanting to say silver. The right side is white. The other side is black. What do you notice? All right. This is no bias. This is unedited. I have not touched anything. Black looks better. Better skin tone. Better color. Because when you use silver and white, you are reflecting all of that light. We already know that silver and white reflects more light, more intense light. That is not something that nobody knows. But you never had anything to compare it to. So we've always thought that white and silver was the normal, until you look at it versus the first modifier ever to cut out that bad stuff, to try to reduce that intensity and try to give you more of the good stuff. Look at it yourself. So let's start up at the top of this image. All right. So here's your black. All right. I want you to see how you're getting more of a pop in the middle of her forehead. All right. As you can see with the black, it's more even. It's more the gradient from the gradient between white and dark is greater, is better. All right. It's smoother. Check it out for yourself. Check out her eyes. All right. You can see in the silver in the white over here, you're getting that intensity. You're getting that light because it is reflecting so much light. All right. Let's go down. Boom, boom, boom. The color. Look at the color. This is what you see in white versus silver. You would never know this if I would have never showed you exactly why the black beauty dish decreases that intensity and gives you the good stuff. All right. So first of all, stop saying that it doesn't reflect light. It reflects light. We're not talking about continuous light. I'm not taking a flashlight and shining it at a black piece of paper and expecting light to flash back, light to come back. When you use flash is like 3 to 4 times more powerful than continuous light. So nobody cares. So your science in here doesn't matter. We don't care. All right. We're using flash. So light is reflecting, okay? Most of the bad stuff, the intensity is the bad stuff is being absorbed, but you're getting the good stuff. That's why black is better. But let's keep going. So look at the skin tone, the color. Now let's actually look at some color. All right. Let's look at the white. You see how the red is washed out a little bit? It's like a bright orangish red or something. It's not the actual red, but on the black, red looks more like red. All right. Let's go down. Look at the middle of her chest. White on the right, black on the left. Which one looks more natural? Which one looks better? All right. Let's look at some more color. Blue. white on the right, black on the left. Why do you think, without any bias and without your scientific annotations, why do you think black looks better than white? Since everybody has some, why do you think black looks better than white? What? Because you're not getting as much intensity, because it's drastically reducing and cutting that flash and just giving you kind of like the good stuff, and it's not washing out the colors because white is, basically beaming all that light is reflecting and hitting that color and kind of washing out that color because you're throwing flash on it. Then yeah, you're right. The same thing I've been telling you since day one. But let's keep going. Let's go over. Let's look at the blues. Look at the blue yourself. White and black. Why do you think black looks better? Let's keep going. Skin tone. See how she has more of a yellowish versus this one? That is because white reflects a lot of light, just like silver. It reflects more light. So when that light hits you, it's brightening the skin. When you use a beauty dish, and don't come in here and say, well, if you just move it back a little bit, or if you do, then stop acting like you're not a photographers. When you use a beauty dish, the image looks better when the modifier is closer to the subject. The basics of photography doesn't change just because you have a different modifier. All right. So let's keep going. Little panties right here. Red and white, look at that, versus red and white. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're going to look at two more images just so I can show you what I've been trying to say all this time. Anyway, so we're going to throw up another image. All right, silver. All right, and then we're going to throw up a white. A black. Let's see. I think I have one closer to that. Let's go with this one. Oh, oops, sorry. Bam and bam. All right. Silver. Shoot. White on the right, black on the left. Which one? Immediately you can tell, right? Let's go. A little bit more on the, a little bit more over there on the white. Okay. Look at the skin tones. Look at the color. Look at the red. Look at this for yourself. I'm just going to go through here until you understand what I've been trying to tell you. Stop listening to people, especially people who are not photographers, all right? Especially people who are not out here and hasn't been out here for years and years and over a decade, shooting on location every day, all day, working with models and the things that we do. Masters of light, flash people, flash photographers. Stop listening to people who don't do what we do. All right, take it for yourself and look. Don't be persuaded by what other people think. All right, but anyway, let's keep going. Sorry. So yeah, here we go. Look at the blues. This is what white does, and definitely silver. You're lucky I didn't put silver up here. But look at that. Let's go over. Let's go down. Skin tone. Reds. Let's go up a little bit. White versus black. Let me show you one more image. Let's lose the last image, and let me see if I got one that's close to that in black. Oh, I do. Let me see if it'll come in focus for me. Aha, it's in focus. All right. So check out these two images. And this is so awesome because I wanted you to see this. And again, I apologize because I was not able, but I kind of got tired of hearing the comments when people have never used it and people just assume because everybody has a PhD in science and light, and all of a sudden, and everybody understands and knows lighting and everything. Until you put them side by side. Again, you've never had anything to compare white and silver to actually show you. Now you do. All right. So let's look at this last image. This is white on the right, black on the left. Hopefully it comes in focus. It comes in focus. Yay. Okay. So white and black. You know, the funny thing is, everybody who's done any comparisons, they never showed you side by side images of white and black, or even silver and black. Because if they did, they would have showed you, like, yeah, I might have to increase my power a little bit to get what I want to, but when you do, it looks better. And a lot of photographers, everybody who's even bought it, I don't care if I have to increase my power. Nobody cares about power. Nobody goes to a photo shoot and say, okay, I know I was at about 1/8 or 1/4 on my last photo shoot when I use white. So that means I need to be at like a half power when I use black. Nobody does that. You go to a photo shoot, you set up just like you would any other photo shoot, and you shoot. You get the images and you shoot. The only difference between white and silver is that black is going to look better. You're going to have a more consistent color, and it's going to look better. See, I'm gonna come back to something I'm going to say, but let's finish this image real quick. White and black. Let's go down. Look at that. All right. White on the right, black on the left. Middle of the chest. The blue. The blue. The red is a little bit that I was able to get. Okay, so, all right, guys. So there you have it. So I wanted to make this video because I just felt that it's something that I haven't did for you guys, and I really wanted you guys to now see the difference in what I said in my initial launching of this. And it's only because as a photographer and me being out here doing this day in and day out, I could see what black was doing versus shooting with the other modifiers that we have been shooting with since the beginning of photography. But again, you've never had anything to compare it to. So that was just the norm, to see your images like that, to see them overexposed, and there was nothing else that you can be like, okay, well, if I use this one, then I get this. And here's one thing. I want you to understand this. I work in the volume business. Okay. That means that I have clients. That means I have models who are, doing their portfolios, and I'm shooting 100 to 200 images with them. I'm doing graduation shots. I'm doing weddings. I'm doing real estate. I'm doing all of these things when I am doing photography. And I would rather my images look like this than my images look like this. Because I have so many and I'm doing a volume, I would rather take the time, get my settings and everything correctly in camera, and set my flash up to where I want it, and be able to edit like this, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of images like this, versus hundreds of images that look like they have light on them, that look like flash. Okay, washed out colors and things like that. That's the difference between white and black. And hopefully this gives you more of a perspective. Forget about stupid things people are saying about science and things like that. Get the black and put it next to the white, and you will see the difference. The only thing they probably show you is like, if you take the modifier out, it decreases, blah, you lose the style, blah, blah, blah. That's still because it's still taking away a little bit of that intensity, to try to get you a softer image. But regardless, black beauty dish versus the other one, get it exactly like you would to send to a client. And you will be able to tell easily that black looks better. Get some color and put black on the color. Get it exactly how you want to, and put the other one on color, and see which one washes out the color more. Well, that's because light is cutting. That's because the black is cutting. That's what it was designed to do. Take away the bad stuff. Take away how intense the light is, and just give you the good stuff. That's what it is designed to do. Now, at the end of the day, you still need to understand flash. You still need to understand light and how light behaves. For me to get the images that I get, here you go. Here's some of my images right here. For me to get the images that I get when I shoot them all. I shoot all my modifiers the same. I never use two inner and outer diffusion panel, because I feel like when you bounce light back into the modifier, that's part of your diffusion right there. So there's never been a reason to use two diffusion panels on a beauty dish. I've never done that before. I mean, even in the metal ones, you don't have a way to put two diffusion panels. So since back in the day when I shot with beauty dishes, even the metal ones, there is no way to put a second diffusion panel in really in there. So I've always lived by that. So I never used a beauty dish with two diffusion panels. You shouldn't have to. So the first thing is, you want to get images like this. First of all, get the light close to your model like you're supposed to. Only use an outer diffusion panel and go to work. Set your settings like you would do anything else and go to work. Put it next to some color. This is why I haven't used white and silver in a very long time, because once I discovered what I created and how it looked side by side, I said, oh no, I'm not doing this. And I shoot on the beach. I'm in Virginia Beach. So I shoot on the beach. I shoot with no trees, no houses, no anything over me. I'm in the bright sun getting images like this. This is my next video that's coming out, where I took the Blackdish out on the beach and shot. Remember the basics of shooting in the summertime. All right. Now that we're in the summer months, always remember the basics, especially if you're using a beauty dish. Me personally, in the summer months, I really never shoot with the beauty dish. I always shoot with a softbox, unless I'm shooting during like golden hour or blue hour or nighttime or something like that. You never go out without an ND filter. In the summer months, you should always have at least a 6 to 8 stop ND filter with you to bring down that ambient, so you can stay under your camera's flash sync speed, so you can get the full amount of power out of your flash. That goes for any modifier that you use. That's just not black. That's just not black. You want to do that all the time in the summer months. Now think of it. If we wasn't in the summer months, who would care about power? Nobody. Nobody would really use the ND filter. You would be able to adjust with your shutter speed and everything else. But in the summer months, now that we're in the summer months, you need to make sure you carry ND filters, 3 stop, 6 stop, 8 stop, anything that's going to help you bring yourself under your camera's flash sync speed and use and to get the full power out of your flash to overpower the sun. Don't forget these basic principles of doing off-camera flash. For some odd reason now all of our basic principles have gone out of the window, and we forget how to shoot with flash always. Because I normally shoot with a 1.2 or a 1.4, even a 1.8 lens. That means that there's a lot of light coming through that lens and hitting that sensor, even at 1/8,000th of a second. Sometimes, especially when the sun is midday and bright and high noon, as bright as it can be, even 1/8,000th of a second is not going to save you. It's not going to get you far enough underexposed in order to put flash on top of that. So what do you do next? You get an ND filter to cut it, and then you can use flash on top of that. But even 1/8,000th in the summer months is not going to save you. Do not forget these basic off-camera flash principles. That's why the Blackdish is absolutely incredible. That's why it's amazing. That's why a lot of photographers who's actually out there on location using this modifier, that's why these guys This is definitely going to be the last video that I come out about the Blackdish, because I think I said everything that I need to say about it. My recommendation to you is this: get it and try it. Most of you guys, 95% of you photographers out there, you don't shoot in midday sun anyway. You don't shoot on the beach. You don't shoot when the sun is high noon all the time. Golden hour, blue hour, nighttime, or a decent time when the sun is not that high, because some people still have trouble getting their camera settings right versus their flash settings and trying to get the properly exposed image. Regardless of what modifier you shoot with, you still have to have basic off-camera flash knowledge. Some people don't even have that. I've seen images that was all bright and I'm like, man, that looks like so bright. Look at their forehead, look at their cheeks, look at their skin. I've seen it before. This is the biggest reason why I only use black now, because I absolutely love it. And I want you guys to love it also. I do feel every photographer should have the Blackdish in their bag. If you want the absolute best color, the absolute best possible image that you can get, silver, definitely not silver, but white it doesn't look better than black. Side by side, straight. You can talk about power in this all you want to. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, you go, you set up, you take the images, that's it. Now, I am going to make some of these raw files available to you. May get 3, may get 2. 2 of the black ones and 2 of the white ones, just so you can see it for yourself. Unedited, untouched. That was exactly like I would get it if I was to send it to a client. Just so you can see for yourself. The link will be in the description, comment section below, along with the blackdish.com, my website, and everything else that I've done. I'm not here to talk about anybody else. I'm not here to talk about nobody else's work. I'm not here to do any of that, because that's not me. I don't have the time for it. But I did want to show you exactly why black looks so amazing. And hopefully this is a better understanding for you. I'm never one of the people to try to take money out of somebody else's mouth or family, and I'm military, so I don't do stuff like that. I would never do something that is going to cripple somebody else, something that somebody else has invested their time and effort and energy to it. What I wanted you to get from this video is understand why I created the Blackdish. I saw a problem and I fixed it. The problem was the images that I kept seeing, the overexposed people trying to use flash, people not knowing how to use flash. Half the people who's going to comment on this video is not really even good in flash. I already know that. It's just the way it is. But everybody's going to have something to say, and that's okay. That's all right. This is YouTube. So I'm going to end this video with some videos and some images from some people who have bought the Blackdish and who absolutely love it. But the black, if you want the absolute best color and everything, now we have a black modifier. Takes away the bad, gives you the good. Holla at your boy Brandon, Kevin Hart of Photography, and I will see you in the next video coming up soon. I'm so glad I got this video out the way. This took a very, very long time.